Welcome to the United Pubcast. What an exciting morning. A good way to start the Friday. Absolutely. Manchester United 1, Real Betis 0. Manchester United progress to the final 8 of the Europa League. How good is that? I'm Larry, and normally if I'm awake at this time in the morning, I'd be absolutely knackered. But you know what? Forget all of that this morning. I'm absolutely pumped because Marcus Rashford scored an absolute rocket to put Manchester United into the final 8 of the Europa League. Is the treble on? We'll get into all of that. But if you are here, make sure to hit a like on the video. That does help us a lot. And obviously, we will dissect the game. I will start with the performance overall. I thought that it wasn't the most entertaining game of football. I got to be honest. I thought it was struggling a little bit, particularly in the first half. Manchester United quite slow, I thought. Good morning, George. Nice to see you, mate. But wait, I got my coffee. So if anyone's joining, good morning. Oh, the good stuff, the good stuff. But on Manchester United's 11, I'll start there. I thought it was too strong of an 11. I thought that Erik ten Hag would rotate a little bit. We were 3 goals up. And I have to be honest, I've been critical of this with Erik ten Hag. He's done an absolute belting job. So you don't want to go too hard on him. But I thought the Dutchman got it wrong. Rashford started. Bruno started. Casemiro, I understand with the looming suspension. I understand that one. Lisandro Martinez starts again. David De Gea, like, why though? We just needed to rest some players, I think. And it was disappointing to see that he's gone with ultimately his strongest 11. A little bit of rotation. It's great to see Pellistri get a start. Did he take his chance? Make sure you get your comments in and let me know. I'll absolutely give my opinion in a moment. But all in all, it was quite disappointing. The other disappointment, I must say, Martial, again, not being in the match squad. We've heard that he's going to be fit or he's on his way to being fit. Still not involved. Quite disappointing, but nonetheless, this is where we're at. But anyway, forget all of that. Let's just talk about that Marcus Rashford goal for a moment. What a rocket. Outside the box, and then boom, smacks it. Absolute belting shot. No stopping that from the goalkeeper. That's the thing. I actually thought up until the goal, Marcus Rashford was actually struggling. But record breakup, Marcus Rashford. I'll bring that statistic to you in a moment. 25 years of age, officially the highest goal scorer for Manchester United in any European competition by 25. He has scored more goals at 25 in European competition than any other player for Manchester United. Record-breaking Marcus Rashford. He can't stop breaking records, Marcus Rashford. He's a phenomenal player, unbelievable form. I still think that there's levels to go in his game, which is the most exciting thing about Rashford. You know, you look at the way he plays, absolute rocket. If you looked at his performance, though, do you think he performed well? I wouldn't say so. I thought he was off the races. I thought every time he tried a one-on-one dribble, he lost the ball. I thought he didn't run off the ball. He's in terms of defensively, just the work rate wasn't there. He looked as tired as I feel right now. But you know what? I woke up at 4:45 to watch this football game. What's Marcus Rashford's excuse? All jokes aside, good performance. Have to be happy with the result, regardless of anything else. But I got to say, United struggled in the first half, didn't they? Real Betis came at us, and United played their football game. I thought it was a good opportunity for United to set up how we have against the likes of Arsenal and Manchester City. Just sit back, absorb the pressure, and hit them on the counter. They were the ones who had to come onto us. They're the ones that needed the goals. I don't know why United played past the halfway line. It was an open game of football, which was good, but good from a neutral's perspective. But all in all, you have to say, Manchester United, what are you doing? I thought Erik ten Hag got it wrong in terms of the squad selection today, and I thought he got it wrong in terms of United's tactical setup. But I can't be critical of the Dutchman, can I? I mean, what do I know about football compared to Erik ten Hag? Absolutely killing it this season. But look, in the grand scheme of things, once again, Manchester United are going through to the final 8 of the Europa League. As you can see by the title, win the treble. I'll get into that in a moment. But do you think Manchester United can do it? Now, obviously, this isn't the 99-2000 treble, ladies and gentlemen. This is talking about the FA Cup, the League Cup, the Europa League. Can Manchester United do it? We will go through the 3-2-1s, and after that, I'm going to ask you that question, and I'm going to tell you what I actually think. Can Manchester United win the Mickey Mouse treble? I'll come to that in a moment. Pellistri, let's talk about him. Did he take his opportunity today? Do you think he played well? George, you're suggesting Pellistri played well. I'm not sure. Ash Turner, nice to see you. Thank you for joining us. I liked Pellistri's display. Direct, quick, neat, 1-2s, low center of gravity, promising. I'm with you, Ash. I thought he looked lively, but I thought his touches at time looked a bit heavy. I thought he's trying to go one-on-one, which I liked. I liked that he's at least backing himself and looking to go one-on-one with defenders, which was the pleasing aspect of his game, Ash. But I thought it was a little bit missing today. I don't think his final delivery was there. I think he got himself in a good positions, but final ball just lacking a little bit. In saying that, it was I think that's his first start for United, in at least in a competitive football match. I'm certain that's his first start. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. I'm 90% sure that's the case, but not going to be too critical of Pellistri. Did he do any less than what Anthony does? And I got to be honest, I don't think so. I think he deserves another chance. He didn't do anything for me to say, nope, doesn't deserve another opportunity. I'd like to see Erik ten Hag give Pellistri more opportunities. And you know what? With Garnacho, the report coming out is 6 weeks. Garnacho will not be available for 6 weeks. So with that being the case, you have to think that Pellistri's got a good opportunity here. If he can put some good performances together, he might actually have a future at United. There was a report from Samuel Luckhurst during the week that suggested Pellistri's penciled in for a loan next season. Well, I'll tell you what, if he smashes it between now and the end of the season, and there's absolutely an opportunity to do that, if he can force himself into Erik ten Hag's plans, be undeniable. If you can be undeniable, well, the manager will have no choice. He'll have to pick him. Jay, nice to see you, mate. Good morning. Harry deserves a shout today. Played with confidence. He played well, actually, Jay. And we'll get into the 3-2-1s in just a moment. So if you're not familiar with the 3-2-1s, I'll let you know in a moment, ladies and gentlemen. Fun thing that the United podcast offers. But hey, there are 15 of you joining us. I woke up at 4:30 this morning. I'm drinking coffee to wake up and give you stimulating content. So if you want to help us out, hit that like button. And hopefully that'll make my coffee taste a little bit better. Oh, that's the good stuff. Happy Friday, by the way. If you're living in the UK, happy Thursday night. But for us in Australia, happy Friday. I am wishing you the happiest morning, the best sleep you've ever had. I hope you wake up on Friday feeling fresh. Here is my happy Friday from Sydney, Australia, to all of you. All right, let's talk about some performances. Harry Maguire played well today. I'm with you, Jay. Harry Maguire did play well today. I've been on here. I've criticized. I've ridiculed. Was it Captain Magnificent performance? No, it was not. But he put in a good shift. I thought he played well, and I had concerns about Martinez and Maguire playing together. But you have to say, Harry Maguire today did his job. Absolutely did his job. And that's all you can ask. Does it mean he has a Manchester United future? I don't think so. I think ultimately did his job, but his papers are stamped, aren't they? Harry Maguire is not going to be a Manchester United player come the summer. So we'll absolutely check and see how we go in a moment. Andrew, am I muted? I don't believe so, mate. No, microphone seems to be on. So I hope you can fix your audio, my friends. But I'm definitely here, and I think I'm being heard, unless my ears are blocked. Yeah, people, let me know. Can you hear me? I think Andrew's trying to play games with me. Nice to see you, mate. All right, 3-2-1. So if you are new here, I'm going to explain the 3-2-1 concept to you. 3-2-1s. After every single match on the United Pubcast, we give 3 points to the most impactful player, the best player, the most influential player, the player who's the least drunk. And then 2 points to the second best player and 1 point to the player who was the best of the three. And we tally that up. And at the end of the season, 3-2-1, player of the season, United Pubcast. We'll see if we can make a trophy about that. I've also going to talk about the treble. So make sure you get your thoughts in. Can United win the treble? Make sure you get your comments in. Absolutely want to hear your thoughts about that. But let's not waste any more time. 3-2-1s. Man of the match. Who was your man of the match? Who was the most impactful player for Manchester United For me, I'm gonna say it's difficult for me to go past Rashford, isn't it? I think it has to be Rashford. I think considering his performance, considering the way he scored the goal today, it's got to be Rashford. So I'm tempted to go that way. In saying that, United kept a clean sheet today, so then you think, do we need to look at the defense? Is the defense where we have to go? So it's a difficult one. What do you guys think in terms of 3-2-1s? Tell me what you think. But I'm thinking for 3-2-1s. I'm personally going to go Rashford. I think the goal hits. I think the goal goes well. It's a rocket. It's brilliant. It's a world-class finish. Marcus Rashford for the 3 points for me. Again, that's just my opinion, but get your thoughts in. Is Marcus Rashford your man of the match? Does Marcus Rashford deserve the 3 points for you? And let me just ask you all the question as well. Where on earth would Manchester United be without Marcus Rashford? This is my biggest concern going into the rest of the season. He is the only player who looks like scoring goals. He's the only one who's capable of scoring goals. Every other player in the United squad at the moment is in single digits in terms of finding the back of the net, except Marcus Rashford. 26 goals this season. Or was that his 27th? Absolute freak this season, Marcus Rashford. Post-World Cup too. If you're Rashford, you have to be thinking, considering the way he started the season, let's not forget his performances against Brentford. Let's not forget his performances against Brighton at the start of the season where he looked physically sharp, but he wasn't finding the back of the net, was he? I can remember the opening game of the season. I was there at Old Trafford. And I remember the ball came in, but he took a touch and he just hesitated to hit it. And you hit it first time, Marcus. But look at the player now. Then you compare that to the goal he scored in the first leg at Old Trafford. Absolute 2 touches and bang, he finishes. He hits the roof of the net. And that's the difference in Rashford between the start of the season and now. And I just wonder if he can start next season the way he's been post-World Cup, how many goals could he finish? It'll be really interesting to see. That's the thing. I still think Rashford can go to another level. I think next season the challenge for him has to be 40 goals. It has to be 40 goals. He's so close to 30, and that's just post-World Cup. That's December. So what can he do if he starts the season the way he's basically been performing halfway through? So really interesting point on Rashford. But anyway, I do digress. For me, 3 points for Marcus Rashford. I think he gets the goal that wins United the game. It secures the tie. Marcus Rashford, 3 points for me. In terms of 2 points and 1 point, I've got to be honest. I think Harry Maguire deserves 2 points. I thought he kept a clean sheet. He didn't look vulnerable. He looked confident. And I thought, you know what? I think Harry Maguire deserves 2 points. The other shout, though, and the reason I'm not going to go that way, I think Malacia was really good. So I'm actually going to go Malacia for 2 points. And the reason I say that, I thought he was tenacious. He recovered the ball quite well defensively. I thought he found himself in good positions. And I like Malacia, he's got a bit of pitbull about him. I got time for that. He works hard. He's got tenacity. He's got aggression. He's got good pace, and he's physical. He doesn't shirk away from the hard stuff, despite being quite diminutive. 5'7". Me and him could be pals. I think little short people FC. But in all seriousness, I thought Malacia was good, and I'm going to give 1 point to Harry Maguire because he's maligned a lot of the time. We're critical when we got to be, but you got to say Harry Maguire, his performance today, professional. So I'm not going to be too critical of the Englishman. Well done to him, and I'm happy he put in a good performance. Does he have a future at Manchester United? It's still an absolute no for me. Jay, shout out to De Gea. Yeah, that absolutely, mate. He did make a few good saves, but again, his distribution, David De Gea, big concern. And again, I wonder, we've heard this talk about contract negotiations for De Gea. It's gone a bit quiet. I wonder, do United want to keep David De Gea, or do you look to upgrade in the summer? If you're in the comments, let me know. Keep or sell for David De Gea, because I think there's an absolute case for both. But I see what he does on the ball with his feet, and there's absolutely an opportunity to upgrade. But sometimes better the devil, no pun intended. So let me know whether you would keep or sell David De Gea. Do you go for a more ball-playing goalkeeper like a Diego Costa, like a David Raya, or do you opt for David De Gea for next season and address other areas in the squad that might be more pressing? Let us know what you think. But 3-2-1s to recap. Marcus Rashford, 3 points. 2 points for Terrell Malacia. 1 point for Captain Harry Maguire. His head is massive indeed. All right, to the question. Win the treble. The title on the thumbnail. Can United win the FA Cup and the Europa League? I think they can. I absolutely think they can. In order to do it, though, I think we need to give the Premier League a bit of a downgrade. I think we then need to say, all right, we're going to prioritize the cups and we're going to put the Premier League to the side. We saw Jose Mourinho do it with relative success in the 16-17 season. United secured the League Cup and the Europa League, and United went on to finish 7th. So the question to you is, would you be happy if Manchester United went on to win? We've obviously already won the League Cup. Would you be happy, if United won the Europa League and the FA Cup, but finished 5th, 6th, 7th? Or would you prefer United to finish in the top 4? If you were choosing right now, which way would you go? Personally, I think finishing in the league as best as you can is unbelievably important. And the reason I say that is because United want to be challenging for the title next season. Erik ten Hag wants to challenge for the title next season. He's already been on record this week in saying that. So if that is the case, what does it do for these players to finish 5th, 6th, 7th? And then you're looking ahead to next season. And I just wonder, if they got to this point next season, do they think in their heads, actually, this point last year we dipped off. We fell away. Now, the counter argument to that is obviously you win trophies, and winning trophies obviously embeds a winning mentality. It teaches you to win under pressure, absolutely. But I think league form shows you it talks to consistency, and it shows you have been the first, the second, the third best team all season long over a period of 9 months. You can't argue with that. So I'm all for winning another trophy. I think winning the Europa League would be phenomenal, but I have to say I don't want it to the detriment of the league. So if United want to prioritize whether it's the FA Cup or the Europa League and then prioritize the league, I'm all for that. But I don't think we can continue to fight on all 3 fronts because we're just too thin. Obviously, Garnacho's injured. Now, Martial's due back sometime soon. I hope he's not on the injury table again. He's been in training, in team training. I think he'll be back against Fulham. We'll see about that. But even with that being the case, look, I think you and I all know Martial's going to get injured again before the end of the season, isn't he? He's always good for that, Anthony Martial. So I'm going to lean on the side of caution. If I'm Erik ten Hag, I personally would go for the Europa League. It's still a European trophy. Go for that European trophy, secure the Europa League, secure the League Cup, secure top 3 in the Premier League. I call that a bloody successful season. You'd break my arm if you told me that would be the case back in July. Absolutely phenomenal. But I'll bring it to your comments. Let us know what you think. Andrew says, we need to get another goalkeeper. De Gea bad from playing from the back, but we keep him. Would David De Gea be happy to play second fiddle, Andrew? That's my question to you. Ash Turner, his distribution. So I think you're saying poor distribution, but keep De Gea. Financial fair play to consider. Money needed to be spent elsewhere. Absolutely. It's a really good point, Ash. And then Andrew, they got a good manager. I'm overthinking it. United got a squad, but not a team next year by players. Look, it's a valid point, Andrew, and I think there's a case either way. But I just think the squad is so thin. We have to keep in mind Casemiro now suspended in the league. So that might force Ten Hag's hand, Maybe he thinks, actually, I'm just going to go for the cups. I'm missing my best midfield player. Who knows? It'll be really interesting to see. But again, that's just my perspective. I think finishing in the league is crucial. Have a good finish in the top 3. Considering we've been in the top 3 for such a prolonged period, we at some point, some of us dared to use the T word. I think finishing in the top 3 has to be the goal now. And then Ash, Europa League equals trophy and UEFA Champions League had to be the priority. Yeah, I'm with you. And it is another way into the Champions League, isn't it? So, that's an absolute valid point. Can United win the treble? Yes or no? Let us know. What do you think? Feel free to get your comments in. I think we can. I don't think we will. I could see us going all the way in the Europa League. And considering we've beaten the likes of Barcelona, Real Betis, I think we've beaten the best that the Europa League has to offer. Obviously, some interesting ties. Arsenal will be playing right now. We could get Arsenal in the next round. So that'd be massive, wouldn't it? You know what I would absolutely love? Give me Arsenal in the Europa League final and let's send them crying. I don't care if they win the league. Let's end their season on a whimper, and that would leave us absolutely happy. I want to see Arsenal crying after winning the Premier League that they've been lusting for 20 years, only to be knocked out of the Europa League final by the might of Manchester United. Good for Friday morning fantasies. Gotta love it. But I think I'll leave it there. Cheers to all of you for tuning in. Really appreciate it. Tom and I will absolutely bring to you a Fulham preview. We might be back on later tonight for the Friday night pint. We are on our way to 2,000 subscribers. So massive growth in the channel over the last 6 months or so. Thank you so much to everyone who has tuned in. It's been phenomenal. Hope you've enjoyed. I've gone solo today. And I got to say, I've enjoyed it. Maybe I need to kick Tom off permanently. But all jokes aside, we're on our way to 2,000 subscribers. We want to hit that goal by the end of the season. And if we do, we want to give something massive away to say thank you to everyone who has helped the channel grow. So help us get there. If you are new, hit that subscribe button and join the pub. We're doing all we can to offer you new content, different content, and content from Australia, something unique from us. So we're working on things. You want to stay tuned for that. Very exciting projects that are on the way. So if you are new, make sure you do hit that subscribe button. Help us reach 2,000 by the end of the season. And we will absolutely be rewarding you back with that. But I hope you all have an awesome Friday. Manchester United, once again, progress to the final 8 of the Europa League. Let's win the lot. Let's win the lot. Marcus Rashford, he's going to finish with 30 goals at least this season. How many goals can Marcus Rashford finish with? I'm going to say 30. I'm going to say 32. I'm going to say 32 goals. But if he beats me, who knows? Maybe I'll need to shave my head or something like that. But don't tell Tom I said that, because then we'll look like twins and you'll confuse us. But nonetheless, have an awesome Friday. I hope you've enjoyed that. Manchester United progressing on and on and on. Bring on Fulham. We'll bring you a preview over the next 24 hours. Have a great Friday, everyone, and we'll see you soon. Cheers.